tale is told of Rabbi Zusia of Hanapol, who was traveling, collecting funds to redeem the captive when he stopped to rest at an inn for the night. He was led to a room, Reb Zusia noticing that the innkeeper kept a big cage with birds, exotic birds. Seeing them flying against the walls of the cage, straining to be free, Zusia was deeply troubled, thinking to himself, I'm out collecting funds every day to free captives, and here these birds are imprisoned. How can I allow them to remain caged? Without hesitation, the Rebbe opened the cage and the window nearby and let the birds take flight. When the innkeeper returned, he saw the empty cage and was furious. Who would do such a foolish thing? He shouted, demanding an explanation. Reb Zusia heard and approached. It is written, Rachamav al kol ma'asav. God's mercies extend to all God's creatures. Seeing their plight, my heart was broken. The innkeeper kicked Reb Zusia out of the inn, and the kind-hearted Rebbe slept very, very well under the stars. For days upon weeks, months turned to years, we hoped, prayed, marched, shouted for their release. Some hardly slept. And miraculously tonight, 2 are here. Mourning so very many who did not make it out, our hearts are filled with unrestrained gratitude for the freedom of Keith and Aviva Siegel. Our prayer this Shabbat is that following their lead, we may be instruments of God's mercy, seeing a spark of holiness in every human soul, working so that all may yet be free. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
If you reach under your seats and pull out the prayer books, we are on page 120. As we kindle lights of Shabbat, it is a joy to be able to welcome up. I'll thank him officially later on, Ben and Mandy Zofnis, along with the CEO and head honcho of Israel, Yotam Politzer, who is here as well. Come join us in kindling Shabbat light. You don't have to if you read anything in English. Just kindle. We turn the page and rise for Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, b'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh b'reishit, ki hu yom techilah l'mikra'ei kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, ki banu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava u'ratzon, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
A little Kabbalat Shabbat. Oziv v'zimrat. Yeah, it's on page 647.
My strength and my song, my strength and my song, my strength and my song come from you. My strength and my song, my strength and my song, my strength and my song come from you. Oziv zimrat yah, vayili lishua. Oziv zimrat yah, vayili lishua. Try it with me. Ozi, Ozi, v'zimrat yah, vayili lishua. Ozi, v'zimrat yah, vayili lishua. My strength and my song, my strength and my song, my strength and my song come from you. My strength, try it with me. My strength and my song, my strength and my song, my strength and my song come from you. Oziv zimrat yah, vayili lishua. Oziv zimrat yah, vayili lishua.
Well, it's cold outside, but we are warmed up, our spirits, our voices, and it's time to welcome in Shabbat. We turn to page 138 for Lecha Dodi, that psalm imagining that Shabbat arrives like a beautiful bride. We'll sing together verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And it's our custom when we reach that last verse that we'll turn and face the door to greet the presence of Shabbat, and then to take a couple of moments to turn to someone near you, wish them a Shabbat Shalom, greet their presence as well.
Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'diburecha hishmianu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad l'shem u'tiferet ve'litila lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor haveracha. Merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitorari, ki va'odech kumi ori. Uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai, alayich nikla. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom atere bala gam besimcha uv'zola toch emuneh am segula. Boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
154.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lebavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha, vedibarta ba'am, veshivtecha bebetecha, uvlechtecha baderech, uvshochbecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, vehayu letotafot beinenecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim Liot lachem le'Elohim, ani Adonai Elohechem.
Emet. Atop 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot. Oh, say, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot. Oh, say, Who is like you? Who is like you? Who is like you? Adonai. Who is like you? Who is like you? Who is like you? Adonai. Malechutecha ra'u v'necha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam ze Elianu Anu ve'amru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you? Who is like you? Who is like you?
We rise for our tefillah, page 164.
Yada-dai-dai-dai, 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 yada-dai-dai-dai. Adonai sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid ilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Yada-dai-dai-dai, 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 yada-dai-dai-dai.
Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel so poignantly wrote that we should pray as if everything depends on God, and we should act as if everything depends on us. We'll take a few moments for our own personal prayers, thinking, of course, about what we are hoping and waiting and wishing God might do in this world, but also spending a few moments to think about perhaps what God is wishing and hoping and waiting for us to do as well. We continue individually.
May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock, and my redeemer, Yehiyu leratzon imrei fi Adonai Tzuri Vego Ali Adonai Tzuri Vego Ali.
They'll be here all week. You can no. They're great. They're great. What a great night for a baby naming, right? Before we hear from the Seagulls, what a perfect night for a baby naming. Rosenfields, come on up here. Bring your family. Bring your family. Come on. You may have a sheet. You may have taken this, right? This is for Lillian Breslin Rosenfield. They're being handed out now, right? And it's $1 donation to the college fund if you would like it. No, I'm kidding. Grandparents too. Grandparents, come on up. Grandparents, are you going to join us for the? You have a part, grandparents. You have a part. Go easy. We good? Is this mic on? Let's make this sure this is on. Right. Right. Your part's going to come right here. Okay.
Okay.
All right. you bought something to lean? You want to lean?
No, I'm good.
You good? Okay.
Yeah, I'll leave.
Follow along. You got a part in this, folks. God and Creator, happy parents have come into your presence with grateful hearts. Give them the wisdom to teach their children, really, to be faithful to the heritage and household of Israel, that this one, Lillian, may grow up with the knowledge that you are always near to her, guiding and sustaining. May she come to see through the love of family that you, O God, are a spirit which unites us all. Holy One of blessing, grant this little girl health of mind, strength of body, that she may enjoy fullness of years, and may be blessed with the gift of godlike growth, the ability to discover the wonders of our world more and more each and every day. In every birth, no, but responsive. Ready? I start, then you go. Clearly not in the union. In every birth, blessed is the wonder.
In every creation, blessed is the new beginning.
In every child, blessed is life.
In every hope, blessed is the potential.
In each new dawn, blessed is the light.
In every existence, blessed is the expectation.
In every love, blessed are the tears.
In every life, blessed is the love.
All right, Mom and Dad, right here. Oh, God.
O God, for the gift of our child, our greatest gift, we give thanks, praying that we will ever continue to be worthy of blessing and sacred responsibility of parenthood.
May we show our
Show
gratitude
to you by leading our child in the way of righteousness. Teach us to guide her in goodness. May we instruct her with compassion and wisdom so that she may grow up loving humanity, bringing honor to the name of Israel and all humankind.
Lillian, come over here, Lillian. Okay. I'm going to hold a foot, okay? Mi Shabbat Avotenu Avram Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'imotenu. Yeah. Sarah Rivka Avrachel. Hu yivarech et hayalda haraka hazot. V'yizku abiha v'yima legodla lechancha lechachma v'yu yadeha v'liba le'el emunah v'nomar. Amen. You can't buy eyes like that. I'm telling you right now. Oh, my God. Gorgeous. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebekah, Jacob, Leah, and Rachel, bless this beautiful little girl with life and health. May Lillian Breslin be a delight to her parents, bringing honor to the people of Israel, blessing to humanity, glory to the name of God. Now in the presence of the Holy One and the presence of loved ones, we give to this child the name Lillian Breslin Rosenfield, Gal Bat Tzvi. Let this become a name which is honored and respected for wisdom and good deeds, for compassion and courage, her sense of humor and her sense of self. Let this be a name known for her dedication to the human spirit, the betterment of all humankind. May God's blessing rest upon Lillian now and always, as she's entered the covenant of Israel, before the generations of her family and this congregation as sacred witness. So may she grow in the study of Torah, the blessings of marriage, and the perpetual practice of good deeds. And let us all say, Amen. All right, grandparents, you got a part. Come on.
May God make you like Sarah, who gave birth to laughter. May God make you like Rebekah, who took hold of the family's future. May God make you like Leah, who filled the world with a legacy of love.
Approving.
She agrees.
May God make you like Rachel, who brought life to our people Israel. May your life be an example of dignity. May your life know God and holiness. May your life be filled with love. May your family be the legacy that guides you every day.
And we want to, it's always parting gifts before we do the final blessing. So number one, we want Torah to be close to you. So this is a stuffed Torah, right? You can eat it. It's great. It's a smiley face. This is for you. Look at this. Look at this. Forget the buttons. Look at this. Is this the cutest thing? That's for you. Yeah. We have a naming certificate, and Oliver, because you're the big brother, this is for you. It's a book called Do Unto Others by Laurie Keller. It's really cool, and it's all about how you be a really nice person. And I did a little drawing for you there, and it's really made out to you. That's for Oliver, the big brother, so you can teach your little sister. All right?
Thank you.
And now we're going to ask the oldest person in the Cantor here. Please, God, Cantor, be here. Here we go. God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
God deal kindly with you and be gracious unto you. God's radiant light shine upon you from within you and grant you, Lillian, life's sweetest blessings, health, wholeness, endless abounding family love, and always peace. Amen.
Together we join. Shalom, 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 shalom.
Working for the Hostage Families Forum with an imminent agreement almost a year ago to free the last hostages. Haley Wanishki, who's here tonight, really doing so much to make this happen, wrote in the Times of Israel, with all due respect to presidents and world leaders, the hostage families deserve the credit for this deal, and the hostage families alone. They've stood and shouted and marched and have not stopped, even as they carry the most indescribable pain, fear, and worry that no one can imagine. And perhaps most insane is that some of these hostage families were once hostages themselves. They're dealing with unimaginable trauma, and they haven't even begun to take care of themselves. Their healing process will not begin until all the hostages are home. With the remains of Master Sergeant Ron Gvili returned after 843 plus days, there was a collective exhale in Israel and for Jewish communities around the world. But the pain persists. The challenge of how our people heals, how we respond remains. Tonight, we welcome two whose tenacious courage and hope is our teacher. We are privileged to have two who lived the horror, who've been in that deepest darkness and lived to see the light. They are here to share as best they can what it means for them to have survived, what it means for us, how it is they keep on going and still holding on to hope. Keith and Aviva, Siegel, please come join us on the bima.
Thank you, everybody.
So you each have a mic. You each have a mic. We cannot thank you enough for being here. As I had mentioned, I watched yesterday as they spoke with Melania in the White House. The fact that they are here and are doing what they're doing, and you'll hear more about that as we go on, I'm going to sort of be there. I'm going to lob some questions at them and just, help them share. But we could be here until late in the evening, and you still wouldn't hear even this much. So maybe to start, tell us about life before October 7th for you in Israel. What was going on? What were your big concerns? What was occupying your days?
Aviva, you always start, and then I figure out what I'm going to say.
I'm always happy to talk. I'll start. Okay, so everybody has me? Yeah. Okay, so I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you for inviting us to be here. And I just want to say that in any synagogue, the first song comes out, I start crying. Because I'm so excited, not because of the song, because I have Keith standing next to me. And Keith loves music, and I think that only lately I'm allowing myself to enjoy music, because in Gaza, underneath the ground, in houses, wherever we were moved, Keith kept the music inside him. And there was like explosions all the time and rockets from Gaza going to Israel all the time. While I was sure that I'm going to die and shaking, Keith was singing. His foot was like moving. And I used to ask him, so what song are you singing now? We had to keep quiet, so he didn't really sing. He sang in his heart. So there I come back to Israel and have to deal that Keith is still there. And try and imagine him singing. It was very difficult. I couldn't hear music. Any little bit of music made me cry. Everything made me cry, but the music the most. So thank you, Keith, that you came back alive. So Keith and I have been married. I never used to tell people how old I am. Now everybody knows. I never used to tell people how many years I've been married. Now everybody knows. It doesn't make me old. I just look old, but I'm not. So Keith and I have been married, a little while for 45 years. That's a long time. Okay. So I got married when I was 10. And then you won't know how old I am. Okay, so we fell in love in seconds. Really in seconds. Keith just opened his mouth. You'll fall in love with me. When he does, he was just this gentle, beautiful, loving person. And that happened on Kibbutz Gezer, because I was there before the army. And then he went back to the States. And I went into the army. And I was in the army, and while I was in the army, he came back for his brother's wedding. So I met him again. And he said that he's going to study in North Carolina, Chapel Hill. And he knows exactly what he wants to study. But then after a couple of days, he said, I'm staying. I'm not going home. And he stayed. And we got married. And he didn't go to university in Chapel Hill. So we have 4 kids and 5 gorgeous grandchildren. And we live very, very close to them now. We can walk to the house in 2 minutes. And we live in a kibbutz called Kibbutz Gazit. It's beautiful. After living on Kibbutz Kfar Aza for more than 40 years, I'm a kindergarten teacher for little ones for more than 40 years. And Keith is a rep. You know what a rep is? He teaches doctors about medicine. But that was. Everything was. Our life changed on the 7th of October. Wow. We'd love our life back, but unfortunately we won't be able to get it back. So we've decided to do other things. And Keith?
Should I continue with up to October the 7th?
Yeah, I'll talk over the 7th. Good.
Okay.
Your life, what was it going on? You were on Plaza. You were 2.5 kilometers or not even from Gaza.
Yes.
Of all places, why?
We moved to Kfar Aza in 1983. Up until then, we'd been living on Kibbutz Tzorah for 2 years, the kibbutz where Aviva grew up in. We were looking for a kibbutz, a younger kibbutz, a kibbutz where children sleep at home. Because at the time, there were still many kibbutzim where children slept in children's houses, not with the parents. So that was something that was very important to us, to have the kids at home, and just a kibbutz with many, many young people, young parents, young families. By chance, we heard of Kfar Aza. Actually, when we went to Kfar Aza the first time, we drove through the Gaza Strip. At the time, 1983, there was not yet Google Maps, so I looked at a map and I thought I knew the way. And we got to the entrance to the Gaza Strip, and there were reservists there, and I asked them, is it okay to go into the Gaza Strip? And they said, sure, no problem. So we go in, find ourselves in what feels like a totally different country, state, whatever, and got a little edgy. I remember parking the car, going out to ask a person there, a civilian, how to get to Kfar Aza. He didn't really know how to tell me to get there. Anyway, we arrived. We went through the process of absorption and really, really fell in love with Kfar Aza. At the time, it was a very small, close-knit community. At the time, kibbutzim were, the old model of very, very collective living. So I'm thinking you all probably know about kibbutzim then, and it changed over time, but we knew everybody, and the children could wander around freely and in safety. And it was really, really an amazing place to raise our 4 children. And we raised all of our 4 children on Kibbutz Kfar Aza. And everything was good. It was 100% heaven. And then Hamas took over the Gaza Strip, and the rockets started to come in, and our neighbor was killed by a rocket, and people were injured. And before, not even mentioning the trauma of people living in those conditions, but nonetheless, it was important for me to stay there and to show Hamas and to show the world that this is our home and we are not going to leave because Hamas wants us to leave. And then as time went by, they built us safe rooms, so we felt, some safety with that. And then the warning before the rockets come in, we had time. Well, we didn't have time, but we had a few seconds to get into our safe room and to feel safe. And then the Iron Dome. Anyway, and then they made this really, really fortified barrier on the border to basically prevent infiltrations and tunnels being dug into Gaza, which were also things that threatened our safety. Anyway, it felt like we were having things that were helping us feel safer. And then who would have imagined? And October the 7th came, and we woke up to the sound of the sirens, and we went into our safe room, and then we got a notification through the kibbutz WhatsApp group that there are terrorists on the kibbutz, and I'm thinking, okay.
I wasn't thinking, okay, Keith.
I mean,
What do you
okay.
mean-
I mean,
what do you
not
mean by okay?
But, and I'm just realizing that I'm going into October the 7th. And you would ask.
Go right, no,
before October
go
the
right
7th.
ahead. No, please, keep going.
Okay.
No. I know that,
So-
just looking, how many members on Kfar Aza?
I'm thinking today around 300.
Right. So
350?
64
No more.
residents. Yeah.
But 950 residents.
Right, it was then 950 residents, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
So
October the 7th.
64 people, killed, residents killed,
Yes.
and 18 taken?
19.
19 taken,
Kidnapped into Gaza.
kidnapped, taken to Gaza, yeah.
And two of them were killed in Gaza.
Yeah,
2 of the hostages.
yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, they're terrorists on the kibbutz. I'm thinking, okay. I mean, not okay. I'm thinking somehow, some way, a few terrorists managed to cross this fortified barrier that they had built for years and had made it 2.5 kilometers to Kfar Aza. And so a few terrorists, what are the chances that they will come, dafka in Hebrew, we say, like, to our house? And it turns out there were between 250 and 300 terrorists on Kfar Aza on October the 7th. And dafka, they came to our house, and about 15 broke into our house and broke into the safe room and shot into the safe room and pulled Aviva and I brutally, violently out of the safe room. And they were screaming at us, and they were screaming at each other. And it was all in Arabic, and some of them had uniforms, and some of them were armed. And then one of them came up to me with the remote for the car and told me to take them to our car. They pushed us through the window at the back of our house and tore the meniscus in Aviva's knee, and my ribs were broken down to the ground. I'm thinking, I must slow things down. Surely the army is close by and they will rescue us. And that's what I did. So I was doing everything really, really slow, and they were getting agitated, and they shot at us just to, get us moving faster. A bullet hit my wrist and into the car, in the car with 3 terrorists. One driving, one sitting next to him with a pistol in his hand, turning around and pointing the pistol at us from time to time. One sitting next to Aviva on the left with a knife, holding it in front of our faces. And off to Gaza, and we see huge clouds of smoke coming up from the young adult neighborhood, which was hit especially hard. People were killed, I don't want to go into the graphics, but, and kidnapped into Gaza. And we crossed the border, they blindfolded us, moved us to 2 different cars, brought us to a home, a residential home, into the home, entrance to the tunnel, down into the dark, narrow, low tunnel, hitting our heads on the way, armed terrorists, pushing us and pulling us into this very small niche. Aviva and I arrived to the very small niche. At that time, it could have been just the 2 of us for all we knew that were kidnapped, and then they brought in a young man from our community covered with blood, brought in a woman and her 3 children, and she told us that they had killed her husband and her eldest daughter in their home before kidnapping them in their car. So the 7 of us were there for 2.5 days in the tunnel in the dark, and then they took us out. It's a long story, so maybe focus.
Well, so the focus would be, so you're 51 days. Were you together the 51 days? You were.
50 days.
50 days, right?
Yeah, I was there for 51 days. The last day I was separated from Keith. And I can just say that most of the time I was sure that I'm going to die. It was very difficult for me. I'm scared of everything. And I'm lucky that I had Keith with me, and I had Liri and Agam and Amit that were with us also most of the time that we were there, because we really helped each other all the time, and we were very lucky that we managed together and just loved each other. We had to keep quiet most of the time. We weren't allowed to talk, but sometimes they used to lock us in the room, and then we could talk, so we know lots about each other. And when I came back from Gaza and I met Liri's parents and her family and Agam's family, I could tell them so many stories. They were shocked how much I know about those two girls and about them. So most of the time we were just lying on a very thin mattress on the floor, if there was a mattress. Sometimes it wasn't even a mattress. It was just like something that you cover the bed with. It was getting cold. Keith was left with clothes that aren't suitable, with shorts and a short sleeve shirt while it was raining outside and cold. And we really, really went through lots and lots of times that were very difficult. And the first day that we were there, sitting on the floor in this little niche, they brought Gali Berman from Kibbutz Kfar Aza, and he was full of blood, and they like hit him on his head, and he was like open and bleeding, and he was like touching it all the time and asking me, is it okay? Does it look okay? And I said, of course, it's okay. Don't worry, it's okay, even though it wasn't okay. And that's what we did. We tried to comfort each other and help each other. And Keith said that the mother and the 3 kids came. That was a Goldstein family. And they had just seen their father and their sister being murdered in front of their eyes. If you can imagine the 7 of us in this little niche with these terrorists around us, smiling and happy as if it's the biggest party that they ever have in earth, looking at us, staring at us, while we're shaking, trying to comfort each other. Keith with his bullet in his hand, full of blood, Gali with full of blood all over, and Chen and Agam, her daughter, were shot in their feet too. And then Gali was sitting, and this terrorist came and put, how's he called?
Zip tie.
A zip tie on his hand.
Handcuffed.
And he was sitting there for a couple of hours. And then I saw him come in, and the terrorist with the cutter, and he came to cut it off. And he bent down to cut the zip tie off Gali's hand. And when he did that, he cut Gali's hand. And Gali screamed, and I was shocked, and I looked at that, and I looked at him, the terrorist, while he smiled when he did that. He did it on purpose. And I said to myself, you're going to go through worse, prepare yourself, and that's exactly what happened. I'm a witness of one of the girls that the terrorist decided to do whatever he wants to and touched her. And she's just a girl. She's young. And she came back and she was shaking. So I got up and I gave her a hug, and I knew that I'm not allowed to hug because we weren't allowed to, but I had to do that. I just couldn't handle that. So I got up and gave her a hug, and while we were hugging, he nearly killed us. He started screaming, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I said to him, don't worry, I love her. I'm just giving her a hug. And I didn't know why he was so cross. And then we knew that something really, really bad happened. And we were just like sitting and staring at each other, not even talking. And after a couple of hours, she told us what he did. And he said that if she ever says anything about it, he's going to kill her. So that's why he wanted to kill us while we hugged. He didn't know if she said anything, but we kept it for ourselves. And she smiled as if nothing happened. And we had to smile as if nothing happened, even though I just wanted to scream at him. What did he think that he's doing to this young girl? I'm a witness of the girls that were forced to go and have a shower while the door was open and they were staring at them. I'm a witness of one of the girls that was taken out of the room in a brutal way and then brought back with the gun in front of her face and screaming at her that she's lying. And she turned around to us and she said that she's scared they're going to take her, while he told her to get dressed in her hijab, looking like an Arab. That's what we did every time we moved. And when she did that, he took her hair and he pulled her and threw her on the floor and started screaming, "One more word, I'm going to kill you." And for me as a person, as a human being, seeing that, not able to even move, every time I was in a complete and utterly shock and couldn't do anything and had to smile to them as if nothing happened. They beated her and beated her. And one of the girls that was with us said, "Aviva, put your fingers in your ears. You don't want to hear anything." So that's what I did, but I did hear everything. And when she came back, poor thing, she was sitting on the floor. I didn't give her a hug. I was too scared at that time. And I was just like sharing my love by looking at her in her eyes. I'll never forget those moments. I wanted so badly just get up and give her a hug and say, "It's okay. We're going to be with you. You're with us. We're going to take care of you as much as we can." Those were moments that were really, really bad. And one of the times they took Keith and they shaved his face looking like an Arab. And they shaved underneath his arms and told him that he needs to shave his whole body. And when he came out of there after a long time, not knowing what they're doing to him, he stood next to me and he said that he was just so humiliated that he didn't know what to do with himself. And the terrorists were like just standing in front of us and laughing. They thought that he was a joke. Keith is 64 years old at that time. Who makes a joke like that? I just don't understand. So they did whatever they want to. They starved us while they ate in front of us. And they didn't give us water because they didn't feel like while they were drinking. One of the days, while I was starting to feel really, really bad, I asked Keith to ask them please for some water, because we had one bottle for the three of us, Keith, Amit, and I. And he took the bottle. He looked at me and he said, "Didn't you see? I've begged so many times." So I told Keith, "Beg once more, please." He didn't beg that time. He just took the bottle and held the bottle empty and waited for the Hamas terrorists to look at the bottle that was empty. And the Hamas terrorists looked at the bottle and did this and didn't bring us water. And then after 15 minutes about, he took the bottle in a brutal way, filled it up with the water in the tap, and threw it at us. They had so much control of us that it was just, we didn't really let ourselves feel like people. We weren't able to clean our bodies nearly ever, just a little bit with some salty, cold water. So we were filthy dirty.
So 51 days, you're there, you're released, which must feel surreal and a little bit out-of-body experience. And then you have a mission. Of course, to release all the hostages, let them come home now, and one in particular. What do you do?
Well, I separated from Keith. When I did separate from Keith, I told Keith that he must be strong for me and I'll be strong for him. So that really gave me a lot of strength. And I came back to a country that was in a complete and utterly shock. Everybody was standing up for our rights. People were standing on roads, standing at the hostage square together every Saturday night. And my daughters were standing. I just stood with them. After 2 weeks, I found myself in the States, meeting Biden already, standing on tables, shouting, talking wherever I could. If anybody sees my schedule, sometimes I spoke 10 times a day in different places, from there to there, to there to there. I spoke on every news in all over the world, in radios, you just name it. The whole world wanted me to come because I have the English, and I wasn't scared to share what I saw. And I remember us sitting as a family, all of us, my kids, their husbands, and trying to figure out if it's good that I'm talking and telling all the stories. Maybe they're going to hurt Keith. But we very quickly understood that we have to talk about what I went through to get all the hostages out. And that's what we did. I did it with my kids. They helped me. They were with me. And I found myself just talking and talking. And people used to ask me, so, are you working? Did you go back to your life? And I said, no. All I do is talk and cry.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
I saw you, I remember seeing you, I don't know, probably, maybe 100 days after you were released, maybe more, on I-24 News, talking in Hebrew, being interviewed by the guy, whatever his name is. And he asked you, he said, so what do you think about Keith? Like, how could you, and you said something to the effect that, I have to hope, and I have to keep, shouting, keep talking. So, and during this period, are you communicating with anybody? Do you have any clue what's going on in the outside world? What are you privy to? What do you know? What are you just in the dark, literally and figuratively?
Yeah, so some of the time I was literally in the dark and completely detached. Some of the time there was a television. I was moved around 33 times throughout my 484 days in captivity. Spent time in tunnels, Aviva and I, and then I was held in a school on the landing of a stairwell on the 3rd floor. When we arrived to the school, they sat me down on a chair, left me there, just walked away, not saying they will come back. So I'm sitting there, and all around me, civilians, and I know that it could be very dangerous, life-threatening if anybody knows that I am a hostage. An elderly man came and sat down next to me, and he said hello to me in Arabic. And realizing if I say anything to him, it's going to be clear that I am not from Gaza. So I just kept quiet, and and then they brought me up, and I lived with 3 terrorists on the landing of a stairwell on the 3rd floor of a school. Was only allowed to go to the bathroom twice a day in the dark, before sunrise and after sunset. And ongoing efforts, them trying to convert me to Islam, telling me that only Muslims go to heaven, everybody else goes to hell. Why am I Jewish? That was really, really...
ספר להם על עניין.
מה זה?
הוא שאל אותך שאלה.
מה הוא שאל?
הוא שאל אותך אם ידעת מה שקורה בארץ.
Okay.
ספר להם על עניין.
So, yeah.
Sorry.
I already said that some of the time I was completely disconnected. Some of the time I knew a little bit about what was going on. Basically, all of the television that I was, almost all of the television that I saw was Al Jazeera in Arabic, and having very, very little Arabic. Got more as time went on, but I knew a very, very little. I knew there were rallies on Saturday nights, and but nothing close to what was actually going on. And it's very, very important to me to have an opportunity to say to each and every one of you here, thank you very, very much for everything that you did to bring Aviva and I and all of the rest of the hostages back home. So thank you very, very much. It's very, very moving to me. It was moving to me to come back and to realize this is what was going on, and it's just a very, very I'm very, very grateful to have this opportunity.
There was
to meet.
a service.
I just want to,
No,
I tried to tell him to tell you,
No.
but you didn't tell me.
Who said that?
Okay, I just want to say that when I left, he didn't know if I arrived to Israel safe and that I'm alive. And while we were kidnapped, my son was on the Kfar and around 9:30, before we were kidnapped, he wrote to us that he can hear the Arabic outside and he's holding his fingers. So when we arrived to Gaza, I was sure that he was killed. So Keith didn't know that Shai was alive. And on the 21st of February, he was moved to a house. And
The 20th. Never mind.
is it?
I was moved on the 20th. On the 21st, I heard.
And he arrived to this house, and they opened the radio. And on the radio was our daughter, Ilan, talking on the radio.
Yeah.
And Keith, was shocked. And then we had an agreement at home that whoever talks, wherever, has to say that Shai, my son, our son, is alive. So only then he knew that Shai was alive. And they asked Ilan, how is your mom? And she said, whatever she said, I can't remember. So he knew that I arrived to Israel, that I'm still alive and that I'm okay.
So you're 484 days. First of all, I mean, I don't know how you just survive and remain sane in that time. A lot of songs, a lot of foot tapping, but was there? I don't know. What do you do? What do you hold on to? How do you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's an answer even, Keith. I mean,
I'll share with you what I did. So after Aviv was released, I remained with a young woman named Amit, and then she was released 5 days later, and then I was alone. I was alone for 2.5 weeks with terrorists, some of the time locked up by myself in a room, some of the time living with them, and I mentioned the school that I was held in. And then on the 16th of December, 23, I met Matan Angrist, a young IDF tank driver that was seriously injured on October the 7th. We spent 67 days together, locked up in a very small, dark room. So during those 67 days, we really, really formed a very special, close, finding it hard to find the words to describe. But during that time, I think we really, really succeeded in helping each other. And it was just a very, very special, meaningful part of my captivity. And then after that, I was moved. They separated us after 67 days, and I met Omri Miran, a 48-year-old father of 2 young daughters that saw him being kidnapped in front of their eyes, his wife as well. And so 4.5 months, Omri and I were together, and also during that time, each of us had somebody that we could really, really share our feelings and our anxiety and our fear and just there was a little bit of normalcy, maybe, just in our relationship within this, being in this situation that we were in. So both with Matan and with Omri, there was actually a lot of laughter, a lot of joy, a lot of
amazing.
Just mutual interests and loves, and talking a lot about our families. We actually got to know each other's families in a very, very deep way without having met them. And it was truly amazing to come home and to actually meet their families and advocate together with them. And then after being 4.5 months with Omri, I was 3.5 months alone. So again, it was a time where I really had nobody to share my true feelings and somebody to lean on or get support from or offer support to them. So it was really like I found that being in contact with my family in a mental way, so I was like really, really concerned about my family's suffering, and I was sure that their suffering was much, much greater than mine. And if they only knew that I was alive, and more than being alive, if they only knew that I was okay. I mean, I was coping with the situation the way that I was.
Listen, I saw, it's just a year ago, right? It literally is a year ago.
When I was released?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were skinny. You were a thin man. You look good now, by the way. You look great.
Thank you.
But, so you reunite, and which I think is, beyond even your wildest dreams, but also the hope you hold on to. How does that, what happens next?
Yes, I just want to quickly mention my 4 coping techniques.
Oh, please,
that
please.
helped me get through my time in captivity, especially when I was alone, but not only. So I just started to talk about my sending messages to my family and my friends.
Yes.
And I would actually close my eyes and picture each one of their faces in my imagination and talk to them, telling them that I'm okay, and I hope they're okay, and I hope we see each other soon. And I would start with my mom always. My mom died when I was in captivity, and I would talk to her, and then I would talk to Aviva and our 4 children and our 5 grandchildren, my siblings, my extended family, and I was just really, really trying to send them messages that they would know that I'm alive and that I, as I said, okay, hoping somebody would get that message and relieve some of their suffering. Another thing that really, really helped me and became very strong was my Jewish faith. I started to pray. I started to say blessings. And this was something I hadn't done since a long time ago in my childhood. And at that time was just because, it was the thing to do, not because I really believed and felt, that it strengthened me and increased my resilience. So praying and blessing, and I was trying to come up with prayers, and anyway, and also gratitude. I was really, really grateful to be alive. I was really, really grateful that my body was in one piece. I was really, really grateful that my mind was working. And I was able to remember the dates of all of my 33 moves, and it became a mental challenge, and it also became something that it might be of value when I come home. And the last thing was mindfulness. Those that might be familiar with mindfulness, just being present, focusing on now, trying not to think about the future or the past, touching briefly on my 4 coping techniques that...
So you're reunited.
Yeah. So when Keith came home, everybody thinks, sorry, I'm going to ruin it a little bit. Everybody thinks it's hoo-ha, Keith came home, everybody's happy. It's not like that at all. Everybody was in a shock, a complete and utterly shock. Keith was in a shock. We were in a shock. Just looking at Keith, the way he looked like, he was just so thin. He lost so much weight, and he could hardly talk at the beginning, and he could hardly share. Only now he's starting to share more and more of what happened to him in Gaza. But we had this connection, first of all, of the family. We were like one, all of us. My kids, my grandchildren, and me, and my sisters, and Keith's, part of Keith's family that lives in Israel. So we became very, very strong, together of what was happening around us, and that really helped. It helped to care about Keith, so I wasn't alone with it. But it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, and I think that it's not easy because, in a way, I came back after 51 days, but I didn't come back. I just couldn't come back. I was there with Keith, thinking about him all the time, thinking about what we went through together, and if it's still like that, if he's alive, if he's dead. So I was in a different kind of captivity until Keith came back. And then when Keith came back, we had the 4 hostages, the 2, not from Kfar Aza, but Gali and Zivi from Kfar Aza, that I was sick to my stomach already. Hearing the stories from Keith and thinking how Keith managed to be there alone for half a year, lying on a mattress, and he says that the last half a year of his time in Gaza, he just lay down. He didn't even sit. He didn't talk. He just lay down, and that's all he did. And it was very, very difficult. I think the only minute that I started to smile and feel happy was when all the hostages came, all the hostages that are alive, Gali and Zivi. I remember I was at the forum, of the hostage forum with everybody, and then they started shouting, "That's Gali and Zivi in the helicopter," and they came just in the sky and we were like waving, and I just started screaming and crying, just like a baby, and something. And I feel like I was born again that day, even more than the day that Keith came home. It was just too much for me as a human being, knowing that the people that are suffering there, lying on a mattress, not being able to even talk or to move. I'll never forget those moments that I just wanted to stand or sit.
Yeah.
We had to lie down in some of the places from 5 o'clock until the next day, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, not even able to sit and not to talk or not to move. We weren't allowed to. So for me to think about them in that situation, it's terrible. It's just terrible.
Yeah, but that exhale, right, that ability to almost breathe, and then of all things you involve yourselves in is Israel.
Yes.
Like, why? I mean,
because of Matan and because of your Tam. Well, Matan.
Well, how is that a response to what you've experienced?
It's not a correct answer.
Holy Spirit, 45 years, that is a wonderful answer, but.
Well, I know what Keith's going to say.
Aviva, did you turn
I think she turned that mic off.
Yes. I turned it off. No, I turned it off because.
Did I accidentally? Okay. Okay.
But that was very wise of you. That was very good of you. Yes.
So what Aviva just said is not correct. It's good that I'm here. So the facts will be known.
Keith, I just started the answer.
Okay. You can continue. Now that I've clarified that what you said up until now was not, okay, go ahead.
So anyway, we were invited to meet Yotam in Tel Aviv, not exactly knowing what Israel is, because I didn't know.
We heard about Israel from Matan. Matan spoke about Israel. Matan Sivek is the man that created the Hostage Family Forum in Washington, D.C. And we became very close to Matan, working with him, advocating, and he mentioned that he was joining Israel, and he told Aviva and I, and it sounded like something that really, really, both of us would want to be a part of in any way that we can and was able to be, that would work. So.
But you go to Tel Aviv to meet Yotam.
Yes.
And then what happens? I mean, what's the?
And then Yotam just
Don't
said,
tell them what happened on the way to Tel Aviv, please.
So Yotam just said a couple of words, and I understood that it really, really suits Keith and I. Keith looked at me, I looked at him, and it just felt like that's what we want to do. We want to help others. And so they brought Tamar in, and she's like part of Kakuma where we went. And I see her eyes are opening while she's talking. She loves her job, and she loves what she's doing.
Tamar works for Israel, and she is one of the team in Kakuma, which is one of the largest refugee camps in the world. It's in northwest Kenya, and Israel has been working in Kakuma, bringing
for 12 years.
12 years, bringing water, because water in Kakuma is a very, very hard thing to get. So bringing access to clean water, otherwise they're digging in the ground until they get.
I want to answer your question.
Yeah, you do.
Okay,
Oh, you're doing great.
before we talk about Kakuma. So anyway, it's a good start, and we go home, and we really, really think that that's what we want to do. And Yotam was telling us that Israel helps 13 countries now. And he said, we even help Gaza. So Keith nearly collapsed and said, I want to go to Gaza. I want to help in Gaza. And I said, I want to go to Gaza too and help them too. And we just like, we're full of it. And then we had to go and get our vaccines. And we're sitting there, and the nurse or doctor says to us, you're too old to get a certain kind of vaccine, so you won't be able to go. And I'm looking at Keith and I'm saying, okay, we're not going. Okay, maybe we'll go to a different place. And then she calls another doctor, and the doctor says, no, they can get the vaccine. And Keith and I are smiling, ready to go to Kenya. And it just sounded like the right thing at the right time for us to do everything we can for this world. And I want to say that for me, it started while I was in Gaza. And I said to myself, when I get out of Gaza, I'm going to talk for the people there. And I did. I spoke about the woman having babies in tents and the kids just walking around with nothing. And older people like have to get up from a filthy, dirty mattress wherever they are. And it must be very difficult, and especially when it's cold and it's raining. So it started then. And we went.
And you spent in Kenya how long?
We were there in the refugees camp. We were there for 5 days.
Yeah.
4?
Yeah.
Okay, 5.
5?
In the Kakuma refugee camp and the surrounding communities that are all suffering from lack of water, lack of health care, lack of sanitation, just really, really living in a...
And you continue to work through Israel and with Israel. Do you see it as part of your healing? Do you see it? What? I think it's an amazing response, and I can't imagine. But your heart's broken. Your hope is at its breaking point as well, and now you want to bring hope.
Yes. For me to see a girl that's 15 years old having a second baby. Her first baby she had when she was 13. And then to see this girl that's 17 years old and she's crying. So I bent down and asked her what happened. And she said, I've just given birth a week ago, but I have to work to make these beads, to sell the beads, because I do not have any money to eat. And this baby is a newborn baby, and she's crying. She can't even see the beads. So I told her that, it'll take a while, and she'll feel much stronger, and she'll be able to make the beads. But just think about a mother at the age of 17 without a father for this baby, all alone, sitting and trying to work, and all she does is cries because she can't handle anything else. To see these kids that are 7, 6, standing in the middle of nowhere and looking after a couple of goats. They don't go to school. And then to hear that the girls don't go to school because they get raped. And then they took us to the school, and the person that's in charge of the school, one of the teachers, was showing us around, and he was, just like people show, we just went to your house, and you showed us the house, and you were proud to show us the house, and everything is beautiful, and everything is full of everything. But what he showed us was really nothing. It's like a shed, if you can call it, from metal, hot. It's about 40 degrees outside, too hot to even think about.
104 degrees Fahrenheit.
And the school started with 50 kids, and because of USAID that brought them water, now the school has 450 kids. But those sheds aren't big enough for the kids, and there's really nothing. So most of the kids there don't even go to school. All they do is look for water. You can see kids that are maybe 6, 7 years old walking with these jerry cans of water. And we went to this hole, and they were digging and digging underneath the ground. And then they take us to take out water that's brown. It's full of mud, and they're drinking it. So Kakuma is really a place full of nothing, really nothing. Some of them don't have food. They don't have money. They don't have anything. It's very, very, very sad.
So only because of our timing, my last question, which relates to this, and I know your time will be at dinner and will share with us at dinner for those of us able to come and join at dinner. So, you know, we sit and we look at the two of you as light bearers, bringing light, having gone through the ultimate darkness. And our hope, of course, is that we can be helping that for the people and the state of Israel and the people of Israel in the state of Israel. How can we help?
I just want to add that even though the people in Kakuma are living in this horrific reality that they're living in, the welcome that they welcomed us in a very, very warm, joyful, appreciative, thanking us for coming to see them. It really, really moved me. Like the spirit they have as a community, and they live communal lives in the remote communities surrounding or in Kakuma, not especially the refugee camp itself, but it really, really moved me. And after being 4 or 5 days with them and engaging with them and talking with them and exchanging, having discussions, it's amazing because I think I really, really became attached to these people, and they're like in my mind, in my thoughts, and I just really, really motivated me even more to do whatever I can to help these people. I just want to mention Tikkun Olam. My late father talked a lot about Tikkun Olam, repairing the world. It's something that's very, very, I can really, really relate to it, especially after what I experienced in Gaza. And I'm just looking for any way I can to help people in need, help people that are suffering. And hopefully to answer your question, if I think I remember what it was, is please. Yes. I think Yotam would do a much better job of explaining.
I can explain. I don't need your time.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You officially.
I want to tell you all.
The new CEO of Israel, Aviva Siegel.
I just want to tell you, lying on a filthy, dirty mattress, thirsty, sick. My stomach was sick for most of the time I was in Gaza. I was starving. I came back 10 kilos less. I know what it's like. I know what it's like when you just need and you don't have and you feel like you're visible, that nobody sees you, nobody knows you. I was sure that I'm going to die so many times. I was sure that I was forgotten. I couldn't have known different. And that's what it feels like there. It feels like the world needs to wake up. Really wake up. They don't have water. They don't have any toys. We went to this place where they were digging for water, and the only toy that they had there was a ball made out of shirts. It's terrible. They're thin. They look sick. I'm sick to my stomach that this world is keeping quiet and letting people suffer like that. And I want to say that I feel, and we should all feel, the luckiest people in earth, that we Jews, that we help each other, and what we did for each other. Because all the Jews in the world got us out. But there's nobody that's getting them out.
Yeah.
There's Israel that's bringing them hope, that's bringing them schools, that's bringing them water. But it's not enough. It's just not enough. So I don't know what more I, as a person with Keith, can do. But I do know that at the end of the day, I'm doing everything I can.
Well, we're so beyond grateful that you are here and that you are an inspiration and really the light bearers for us. And we will follow your lead. We will try to aspire to do what you do and to do just a little more fixing to repair a little corner of the world as much as we can every day. Israel is a great place, a great organization that sees the people who are otherwise invisible. But we see you. We are so thankful that you have come here to share with us. And we say to you, L'chaim, to life.
Thank you.
I think you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Chris, and then no prayer for healing.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Yeah, I agree.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Aviva. Thank you. Kaddish, yeah.
We turn to words of gratitude in the Mourner's Kaddish on 598, which, while we tend to associate them with death and mourning, are actually an affirmation of the continuity of life and faith, even in the most incredible circumstances, as you taught us. We think of more than 1,200 Israelis who were lost on that fateful day, October 7th. We think of thousands more Israelis and Palestinians who lost their lives in this war. We think of soldiers, and we hold all of them in our hearts. Thank you for helping bring a little bit of some of their stories to life tonight. We also remember this Shabbat. We think of and mourn those for whom a period of shloshim, of 30 days, continues to be observed in our Larchmont Temple family. Remembering with reverence Lenny Belyavsky, husband of Irina, father of Victoria Pinsky, and Arkady, grandfather of two. Yvonne Pooch, Trop Epstein, mother of Lisa and Tim, Karen, Janice, and Dana. Stepmother of Liz Caden, Richard and Peggy and David, grandmother of 6. We think of Mary Lee, mother of David and Carola. Andrea, Jerry, and Mark, grandmother of 3. Alfred L. Blumstein, husband of Dolores, father of Ellen and Jim, Lisa, Glenn, and Diane, grandfather of 4. Stuart Walden, uncle of Daniel Skolnick and Allie, and to be laid to her eternal rest in the coming days, Bettina Baum, sister-in-law of Skip Baum. To their names, we link those for whom a yahrzeit is observed this week: Jane Weinstein, Mordecai Brill, Lloyd Seidman, Estelle Goldberg, Ann Walker, Robert Walker, Ernest Marmarak, David Pegan, Fanny Slavin, Arlene Fisher, Bonnie Rodney, Leo Powell, Roy Berlin, Jeanette Kravitz, Lee Metzendorf, Esther Goldfein, Iris Goldberg, Norman Koch, Bernice Venison Silvestri, Jacob Weisberg, Stanley Weiss, Alice Weitzner, William Miller, Stanley Schneider, Pauline K. Shapiro, Seymour Shapiro, Abraham Powerwer, Millie Powerwer, Gloria Powerwer, Lori Altschuler, Herman Piven, Henriette Abraham, Phoebe Feinberg, William Churlin, Harriet Rubin, Mickey Kantrowitz, Bertha Held, Barbara Kupferberg, Eddie Hodis, Leslie Ronald Sachs, Michael Rose, Beatrice Weintraub, Richard Berger, Jacqueline Becker Braverman, Mildred Edelman, Marjorie Irene Suchman, Herman Robbins, Lois Lichter, Ruth Nemlik, Alexander Raskin, Helen S. Ehrenberg, and Barbara Rubenstein. If you're thinking of someone else whose name you didn't hear, I invite you to share their name aloud as well so we can help you remember them. We turn to words of Kaddish on 598, giving gratitude for their lives and committing to helping make their memories a blessing. Please join me. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yurteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayachon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman karim v'imru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam ulmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudasha b'richu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shamaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam libracha. You may be seated.
It is thanks to the generosity of the Norman E. Alexander Family Foundation, the legacy of his grandfather, which he continues with dedication to serve, in particular its support of Israel, among many, many wonderful causes that I call our LT board member, my friend Ben Softness, to share a brief word.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Ben Zofnis, and it is an honor to be here with you tonight. Shortly after the October 7th attacks, our congregation placed posters of those taken hostage throughout this sanctuary. The posters filled 252 seats and contained a simple message: bring them home now. Two of those posters held the images of Aviva and Keith Siegel. We have brought them home and are profoundly grateful to see them here with us. Under the leadership of Rabbi Serkman, Rabbi Liora Frankel, and Cantor Orengel, this strong Jewish community stood firmly together and tirelessly advocated for the people of Israel. Tonight, we celebrate Aviva and Keith's freedom, the global impact of Yoatam Pulitzer and Isra Aid, Haley Wisniewski's advocacy for hostages and their families, Rabbi Jeffrey Serkman's 38 years of dedicated service to Larchmont Temple, and the leadership of our executive director, Jane Sable Friedman, whose efforts make events like this possible. I would also like to acknowledge 4 exceptional men who have protected and defended our freedom. Staff Sergeant Seth Lapine, U.S. Marine and Jewish veteran. Please stand to be recognized. You can't hide. Major Charles Paxey, U.S. Marine and U.S. Army, Bronze Star combat veteran. Please be recognized, sir. Very good friend of mine. Charles and I go back 25 plus years playing basketball at University of Wisconsin. That man could clear a lane. I could finish the job, or at least I used to. Corporal Gene Robert Basquette, U.S. Marine, 2nd Reconnaissance Battalion. Please stand and be recognized, sir. Thank you for your service. Corporal Michael Bennett. '75th Army Rangers Regiment, 3rd Battalion, Alpha Company. Thank you, Romeo, for your service. Gentlemen, we sincerely thank you for your service. We also recognize and thank the Larchmont Police Department for their steadfast support of the Larchmont Temple community. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you who has protected us, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this joyous day. Aviva and Keith, we are blessed to have you share your powerful story of hope and light. Your resilience, courage, strength remind us that some promises, such as freedom from captivity, are always worth fighting for and are truly a testament to the phrase, Am Yisrael Chai, the people of Israel live. Now, let's make sure that those who are live streaming this service from Israel can hear the strength of our voices together. Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael.
Am Yisrael. Hop on the piano. You're not?
Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai.
Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Amen. Am Yisrael Chai. Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael 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 Chai.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.